My brother-in-law, Norman, John's brother, he was a painter and decorator working for Hammonds the Builders, which is now where the range is up there on Winchester Road. It was his yard there. And I got a job there as a labourer. I was only like 14 and a bit. And he sent me up to Cunliffe Owens, which is near the airport at Eastleigh. And they were painting up there, doing painting up there. And I was a painter's labourer, see. And this foreman, I never got on with him. He was a nasty piece of work. He, oh no, before this, I was given a job to go down the docks. We had to camouflage all the sheds, you know, to paint the roofs and all that, so that they looked camouflaged from the air. And when that job finished, they sent me up to Eastleigh. Now the foreman I had down the docks, he was a nice fellow. But this bloke, I never got on with him. He was a nasty piece of work. Anyhow, they painted the walls cream in this place, and down the walls there were pipes running down the walls, 2-inch pipes. And he gave me a 2-inch brush to paint these pipes. And I'm no good at, you know, in those days I was no good at bloody painting. I was a labourer, nothing to do with me. Anyhow, I did it, and of course I got some paint on his white wall, on his cream walls. He went bloody berserk. Sent me back to the office, didn't want nothing to do with me, sent me back to the yard. And when the foreman that I had down at the docks heard about it, he went for him. Because I got on well with him and we worked together well. And we had a go at the other bloke about sending me back to the yard. Didn't do any good though, I was still there. I spent my time breaking up stones with a bloody hammer, sledgehammer, you know, just breaking up rocks and stuff. So I left there and got quick. When I was 16, I went to work for a furniture moving company in New Road by the Six Dials. Northam Road, Northumberland Road, St Andrews Road, New Road and St Mary's Road and St Mary Street. And he had a little office, a little yard there, and we used to go out and do things. But mainly, I was a mate on a van. And mainly we were recovering furniture from bombed out houses where they got bombed, and you know, poor people had nothing. So we were trying to salvage what we could out of these houses for them. Dangerous. So I had to go upstairs, and the stairs were hanging on by one post, you know, where they'd been bombed. And get the wardrobes and stuff down. Terrible job. And of course all the young men who worked for him had got called up. So you only had young boys and old men working for him, that driving. So he was short of drivers. And I started there when I was 16, and the day I was 17, he gave me half a crown, 2 shillings and 6pence, which today would be 12.5p. He sent me up to Civic Centre to get a provisional driving licence. So I got that. And in those days, they suspended the test. So this provisional driving licence lasted a year. And then, on the Monday, he sent me out with a driver to learn to drive. Now I knew, having been with a driver, I knew I'd have to go, and I knew how to drive. But he sent me out with this bloke for a week. And the following Monday, I was out on my own with a lorry. And a 16-year-old boy. 17 years old and a 16-year-old mate. We were doing jobs on our own. And we used to have to go to Northam. And in those days, I don't know what it's like these days, it had a terrible reputation, Northam. It was a slum, really. If we had a job down there to do, he'd give you the ticket and you'd go down. And the driver, when I was a mate, the driver would be keep the woman conversing about what you had to do and all that, and I'd go upstairs. And I'd lift the mattresses on the bed. If there was any bugs there, go back and tell him. He said, just gotta go back to the yard and get some stuff. You just go back to the yard, go into the office, there's a job, it's full of bugs. Tear the ticket up and throw it away. It's not fair, was it? If we put that furniture in our van,
All the bed bugs would spread.
yeah, and then go to a nice house, give them the bugs, wouldn't we? So, didn't do it. It frightened me. I used to drive a Ford, 3 Ford gears, 1 reverse van with a high body. It had a 6-foot overhang over the back axle. It was only single back axle wheels, not double. So we had to be careful when we loaded it, because if you put too much on the back end, you got, off the road. But the steering was light. No brakes.
No brakes on the van?
No.
How does he stop?
Well, I had brakes, but they were very, very bad. They never fixed them. We had a mechanic down there. He used to do all the engines and stuff, but he never did anything about brakes. And Price's Bakery used to be in Northam, right down there, and it got bombed. Because all the bakers used to go down there with their vans and take it out from there and deliver it to the people. But it got bombed. So they had no depot. Nobody to get the... So the Price's bread was up at Italy. And it was my job, take the van up to Eastleigh, get loaded with bread straight out of the ovens, bring it back down to the depot for them to distribute. And to that end, they put in the back of the van racks, which were just like 4 wooden posts with pipes in between, like scaffolding in between. And they were like this, And I'm still trying to think of the name of the road. Anyhow, I used to go up there early in the morning, on my own, and they used to load these racks of bread straight out of the oven, red hot, and put them on these racks. And I had to drive them down to Northam, to the depot. And these were so unstable, the heat coming through behind me from the bread, and I was driving down this lane, and it was torturous, like this. And every time I went like this, the bread used to go over like this. And there were times when I thought I wasn't coming back up, that it was going to go over. That's how bad it was. And then it would go the other way, oh God, wonder I didn't have a heart attack. I was always glad to get down there. Mate down this place. There was a driver, and he had a converted coach. Right? Big long coach it was, and there was room for 5 people in the front. There was a spare seat there and a driver, and 3 more could sit there. That's how wide it was. And Shepherd and Hedger's downtown, second-hand furniture shop, used to send a bloke to the auctions down at Bob Brighton. Worthing, that's right, Worthing. He used to buy all the second-hand furniture, and every Thursday we had to go down there and pick it all up and bring it back to Shepherd and Hedger's. And this furniture in those days was great mahogany mirrors and on the doors, massive great things they were. Take them to bits and all that. Anyway, I was a mate with Bill, and he was driving, and he was so tiny, he was only a little tiny fellow, came from Bournemouth every day to work. And the pedals on this coach were great big plates, metal plates, big enough for your foot to go on, you know what I mean? And you had to have blocks put on those plates so you could reach the pedals. He was so short. Anyhow, we used to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, go down to Worthing. And we get to the bypass at Chichester. Chichester bypass. Used to be a concrete road nowadays, things all changed now. Concrete road. And halfway down there was a set of lights. That's all. All the rest of it was straight. And without a word of a lie, as soon as we hit that, Bill used to go to sleep. He was driving, he had a wheel about that big. He was driving us and he used to nod off. Yeah? That's okay. He was still going straight and I used to get over the handle and keep it straight. And providing it was going, the lights were green, he was alright. But if the lights were red, I had to wake him up. I should give him a nudge and say, Bill, oh, you're crazy. That's a fact. He dropped off, without a doubt, every time we went down there, he dropped off to sleep. That's why she got up about 4 o'clock in the morning, look, to come to work. Yeah. Dear old Bill. Waring his name, like Bill Waring, yeah. Funny the things you remember, isn't it?